All right, Team Zizzo is a true underdog story. They don't have near the resources as most teams competing in NHRA. And as our Lou Canellis discovered, their race shop is in a very unusual place.
The last thing you expect to see or hear while driving down beautiful Olson Court in Lincolnshire is this. But that's where you'll find the race shop of Zizzo Racing. Dad Tony runs things, and his son TJ pilots the Peak Antifreeze Top Fuel dragster. Now, the Zizzos just aren't some weekend warriors who race for fun. No, Zizzo Racing runs with the big boys in the NHRA. They are one of just a handful of professional drag racing teams that are not based in Indianapolis.
I find it as an advantage. What happens is if you are based in Indianapolis, it's kind of like being on a major league football team, for example. You will have players moving from, team to team very easily. Here, we have our core team members. They're wonderful, and we love Chicago. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
And he isn't kidding. The Zizzo house lies at the end of a cul-de-sac in a very quiet suburban community. You wouldn't think a drag racing team would make for good neighbors, but it's something the Zizzo family takes very seriously.
I do not like the fact that I even have to have this operation on my property. I'd rather be in some 100,000 square foot building somewhere else, okay? The neighbors love us. The neighbors respect us. I do not disturb them. And if I were to start up my 8,000 horsepower top fuel dragster, I would definitely warn the neighbors first and make sure that they're okay and they're not eating dinner.
The best thing about this shop is our crawl space. That is where the car goes.
Like most forms of motorsports, NHRA drag racing is expensive. It's estimated that the top teams spend nearly $40,000 each time the car runs down the track. A top contender can make as many as 8 runs each weekend. The Zizzo's budget is a fraction of most of those top teams. In fact, their current resources don't even allow them to race the entire schedule. But when they do show up, their competition notices.
At the racetrack, when we are pitted next to the guy that has the multi-million-dollar operation, we look just like them. We come back to our shop and we have our tiny little garage attached to my home and we work on the car with 12 crew members. It gets pretty frustrating for me, but I love the fact and I'm proud of the fact that we can compete with the big dogs at a level we're at.
The Zizzos have raced twice this year and expect to compete in 5 more events this season. But that's just the start for this fledgling team. They are determined to be full-time in the NHRA soon.
We can't go to 22 events like they do, but that's our goal. That is our ultimate goal. Next year, go to half the events. The year after, go to half the events and be real competitive, win some races, and then from there, go full-time in 2014. That's a goal.
All right, can you imagine living in their neighborhood? Thanks very much to Lou Canellis, by the way. Can you imagine living in that neighborhood? Oh, hey, it's a race shop right in my backyard.
Yeah, don't turn on your engine. I can't imagine how much it costs to fuel those things.
Well, speaking of that,
Chicago's got the highest gas prices in all of the country right now.
Well, and because of that, they need to get more funding or they won't compete again until the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals. That's near Indy on Labor Day weekend. So funding is obviously a problem.
Good luck to them, for
yes,
sure.
Good luck.